Hello, everybody. Gonna start today a little bit different. I do have all of this mess, the Coraline sheet that I will be working on here in a moment, but my desk is a hot mess right now. So going to fix and put away all of my pencils. So we're gonna go on a sorting journey for just a moment to get this back to where I can actually find what I'm looking for. Okay, cream goes there. Oh, you guys are gonna pretty much, you got the whole thing there. Cool. Okay, I've got my swatch chart available in the Etsy store here so that I can go through it. Ginger root, deco yellow right here, and then lemon yellow, which is right here. Next, after Spanish orange is goldenrod. This is goldenrod. Okay, next, mineral orange, then the regular orange, which is right here. Then we have the reds. I know that order. Some of these I've used them enough, like I know how they go. It's kind of nice. It's like, oh, I can do that one. Hey, Mandy, welcome in. I'm cleaning my desk off first so I can actually find what I'm looking for. So then we'll be able to jump in. Hot pink. And then regular pink. Are you regular pink? No, you are blush pink. You are regular pink. Then nectar. Then blush pink. I jump up to deco peach. Light peach. I think this is light peach. Yes, it is. And then after light peach, peach beige. Peach beige. There's regular beige. I think all the pencils are here. Is that it? There it is. Right there. Peach beige. Okay, next. After peach beige is seashell pink. Just the one in my hand. Then we've got salmon pink. I think is really orange. I think it's this one. Yep, salmon pink. Right there. Then beige. Peach rosy beige. So many pencils. Rosy beige. Clay rose. Okay, clay rose. Next, beige sienna. This one in my hand. And I need to check chestnut, raspberry. Okay, mahogany red. That's what I thought. I was correct. Those got a little bit bumped. There's mahogany red. And black raspberry. Where are you, black raspberry? There you are. Okay. Those are done. Third of the way finished. Although there's a lot of grays. But the grays are easy. The grays are fast. Once I get this done, then we can get to the fun part. Actually working on the piece. Next, we got black cherry, which is first. I accidentally bumped these, so I know they're all out of order. Then grayed lavender. Then lavender and dahlia. Lilac is out. And yes, lilac and lavender have been replaced with orchid and amethyst. They're right here. Those are the new shades. I should probably swap them in my set just so that way. Yes, I really do keep them in the trays. This is how I have them stored. They go in a drawer this way. It is so much easier for me to pull what I need out. I actually don't like the binders where I have to slide them in and out of a elastic strap and stuff. I prefer them like this. So yeah, This is how I keep them. I don't travel with these. They just stay here at my desk, so it's not like it's a big deal to keep them this way either. Okay. Yep. Believe it or not, so my Kohinoor 72 sets is the only ones that aren't in their original box. Well, the Progressos aren't either because I put them in because I got the Kohinoors I bought as a 24 set and then just added to by buying open stock to get to the full 72 slowly over time because that's what my budget allowed for then, rather than buying the full set. So those are like the only ones that aren't, yeah, anything in open stock too. Like I've got a set, my Derwent Metallics aren't all in their original box either because I bought a bunch in open stock because I didn't realize they came in a bigger set. But yep, it makes it easy when I have to go do a thumbnail too, in that I pull out my original box. So for the pencil brands, I'm not having to hunt for a photo online. I have them here. I actually like can make my own space to showing. Oh, these are the pencils that are in this video. Okay, Dahlia Purple. That should be Parma, which I adore Parma Violet. It's one of my favorite colors. That's why it's short. Then Black Grape. And Oxenum Purple Hue, which we're probably just going to be pulling out again here in a minute. So we'll leave that one out. I will be using this one in this, so it's silly for me to put that one away. I'll also be using Dahlia Purple. So we will keep those two out because I've got a purple background on this. I'll be doing my same purple background. I could have kept out because I'll be doing the same moon that I've done. So yeah, we can keep these guys. We'll go ahead and keep those out for today. Stick them in get them up and out of the way for right now. I do have a fun pencil holder. I don't use it as much as I should. Yes. My swatch chart right here is in order. That's what's in the Etsy, like when you get them. Every single one of them comes with a box order. Some of them have a different order too, like the Crazy Art. Like I came up with an actual usable order for that one and the Praying because they were in such a bizarre order that I reworked them so that they were actually in Prismacolor order. Then yeah. Like the Brutfuner swatch charts that I have them actually the set, like there's a reason why that one's not like the cheapest set is I know I have at least 2 orders in there. I may have gotten the 3rd order in. If I haven't gotten the 3rd order in, I need to add it in. So yeah, and create some separate listings with those. But yeah, that's how that all works. So Black Grape. And then we've got Violet. We're turning Violet. Violet? I don't see Violet. Oh, it's right here. It's already in here. I'm like looking for a pencil that's already put away. Imperial. Blue Violet Lake. Then Violet Blue, which we'll probably be pulling because of her hair. I have a feeling Cerulean Blue's right there. Actually, no, that's Copenhagen Blue. This is China Blue. Yeah, that's right. That is Copenhagen right there. Blue Lake is here. Sure. I feel like all of my stuff Cloud Blue. Yeah, that one's right. And then Indigo Blue will be the next blue. It's right there. Now I gotta get into the greens. Did I have this yellow chartreuse? Yes, you are yellow chartreuse. Okay. Gray green, pale sage, yellow chartreuse, chartreuse. There that one goes. Okay. Yeah, Crazy Art. I have believe it or not, that's one of my more popular swatch charts on the site. It's kind of funny that Crazy Art, when I reviewed them, it was a surprise, but Crazy Art actually beat Crayola. When you combine, like I compared the 100 set to the 100 set, like made them, and actually like the Crazy Art's a little bit better. They performed just a little more. They were just better all around. Like, it was kind of a funny thing. It was totally surprised me. I did not expect that, because I remember, you know, if you remember as a kid, like, you were a little bit upset. Now, I didn't do Rose Art, which I think is now the same as Crazy Art, but I'm not 100% for sure. You know, you're always like, oh, Mom, got the not the one, and that wasn't comparing crayons. I didn't use colored pencils much as a child. I probably would have adored them in comparison. I was like most kids in that I wanted to be able to use marker for everything. You know, your teachers never let you. Dark green. The greens are a little bit weird. Prussian green. Kelp green. And then it should, I think it jumps to sepia. Sandbar brown, sepia. Sepia, then peacock green, putty beige. Putty beige looks a lot like French grays. Okay, after putty beige, I have light umber, which is this guy. He's gotten a lot of love, and you know what? I might as well just leave him out because he's going to get used to. These are the bottom, right here. Actually, I didn't like the sandbar brown. Keep it for the brown. I'm gonna use the putty beige right there, because those are my dirt. And I'm gonna start with the background first on this one, and then build up. So, sienna brown. After espresso, 1, 2, and then we start with our grays. I don't know how much gray I'm actually gonna have in this one. I have had to use so many grays in this. Warm gray, there's 10%. Get the warm grays. 10, 20, 30. That's 50, 30, 50, 70, 90. Now we go to cool grays. 20%. I feel like I've used so much gray, and this one it has gray in it. Be nice. I'm kind of a little. I am excited.
They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact, and I don't feel no shame. It's a mood you lack, I go crazy. Nah, bitch, I ain't lazy.
Or cinnamon brown.
I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel.
I don't know if I need that one on this one or not.
I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath. I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread with every word that I've said.
Black actually goes right there. I've done this enough. I remember some of these. Slate and white I leave out. There we go. Now I can get started on the background. I'll have these nicely set over to the side in order that I can find them. Hey, there she is. I've also left my coffee in the other room, so I'm going to go run and grab that. I will be right back. And then get started on this. Okay, I'm back. Starting with the background, I really just want to start there because I feel like it'll be easier to build off of. Get that done. It's got a bunch of little stars. They're probably really, really hard to see. As I color, it'll make it easier to see them. So purple, yellow, brown. That's going to be our order on this. I moved the camera today and I can tell. I'm working on getting it reset. It's a little bit wonky. I'm trying to get this set. It's not. There we go. That's got that actually pretty well set. Hey, welcome in, Vika. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Up there now. Okay. I moved my camera a little bit on my desk, so it's over a little bit, which is fine. It's got it to where the cord sits better. I was trying to do cord management today. Okay, so purple's first, which is literally just these two guys. I've been doing kind of purple and making it a little plummier with these. So there is those. Ready, and I'm just gonna go in all across the back, get it started, then we'll come back in and start working on the rest. So I'm gonna start, let's do this half first. I like that it says Coraline, YB, the Ringmaster, and other mother. I can say that the Calor video will be going live tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. Actually got it done. I was surprised because I did a, when I was figuring out what I was going to do for which ones were going to make it onto Livestream and which one weren't, because I'm doing a lot of sheets for spooky season. I was doing Coraline versus Corpse Bride, which my family, I think, enjoys Corpse Bride just a hair more. They do like Coraline, but that Coraline was like by far the more popular one to do. And this coloring sheet, by the way, is printed. This is just black construction paper. I'm using Prismacolor color pencils. I ran it through my printer, and this is how it came out. So Coraline with my kids was actually, it's kind of a funny movie with the way they responded. And I think it shows that I had very healthy children in the way that they responded to it, in that the idea of being like, because they were little. I mean, I say little, they were elementary age. And like the idea of being like separated from us, like legit scared them. You know, because they resonated with that. And so like her oldest to this day, like there's kind of a joke with button eyes that he still gets a little bit freaked out by button eyes on things. My daughter really, really, really likes this movie. And it was funny because he's, you know, at the time, I mean, he was 4 when she was born. And so at the time when they saw it, there was significant age difference. And she adored the movie, and it freaked him out big time. And there's a point with, you know, when something's scaring your kids, that you just have to kind of take them through it like that, because if you just stop the movie, they don't get to see the resolution. And the resolution is important, you know, to see that they overcome it and it's okay, and getting to that point. And so getting to the end of the movie with them, but they agree to love it. Because you learn that Coraline defeats them. Spoiler alert, it's an old movie. Not that you don't know that's what's going to happen. You don't know how she's going to defeat them, but she does. She figures it out. And her family at the time was going through a rough time, where the parents were trying to provide for the family and having to do something really, they were really busy and struggling financially. So, and that happens in most families. Which I liked that, you know, those are realistic, especially for kids, you know, a realistic theme there, that there are times where your parents have to spend a little more time so that they can provide for you.
I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things, what could go wrong, what fame brings. But success is a finicky thing, and if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down.
Okay, now a little bit of purple. It's not very exciting. Now I'm going to add the other color, the dahlia, or not dahlia, yeah, it is dahlia, on top of it. And this is where it's really going to start showing up. This is a little plummier.
I will run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go, change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay, people I can't stand them. They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't wanna be where I am.
Mama Bear. Starting with the background on this one. I mean, I know the dessert that is that. Not really super relevant right now to what we're doing. There we go. Basic background placed in. Zooming out because I'm just going to work over the whole thing now with my camsol. Pull that out. I cleaned my desk off. Now those are like really far away. Okay, gonna use Gamsol right here for this. And this will help blend in the color. You also see it become a little more vivid as it covers all the black and kind of gets into both the mountains and the valleys of the paper. Whew. After this, we'll do in the yellow, and that will like really start making this background pop. There we go. Purple background in place. It's a slight tint. Now that we're getting ready to do the yellow stars, it will get even better. So let's get my desk set up for them. So you can see the tone right there right now next to this. It is purple. It's not a huge difference. It's just that little bit, and that little bit will make a difference. Let's get my colors right here. That I'm kind of tempted. Let's see what I got in here. It's a really big area, and I can't remember what colors are in here. 1914. It is. Okay. We're pulling you out right here. That is cream. Right there. It's funny they're not in the, they're in different orders, but I don't use the art sticks, and I have them. These are not, like, you can't get art sticks anymore right here. Great for big areas. It's basically what's in the core here in a stick form. It looks actually a little beige instead of yellow. I think it'll be fine. It's going to help me fill that moon in because that moon is huge and I don't want to use up my whole pencil on that moon. So let's do the stars. Okay, now Deco Yellow. Okay, now a little bit of cream in these guys. A little bit of Gamsol now. first get things started, go ahead and do the ones down here. Let those dry. Hey shrubs! Hope you're having a good day at work. There we go. Get the stars done. I'll do the stars on the other side. Found that shrubs counts a little bit more on Fridays and Saturdays. Okay. Yeah. This morning it felt really dark when he was leaving. Not gonna lie. So when is time change? Time change has to be coming up somewhat soon. December 3rd. I know we have to get in close. I have no idea. Okay, a couple more stars. second coat. I will be live streaming tomorrow because I did not live stream on Tuesday to stay on schedule. So we'll be finishing this one tomorrow. A little bit different. Oh, I did right there. Let me get it. I didn't see it. Okay. There we go. Now let's do the second coat. It's the fun of using, we can get into color theory here. Yellow and purple, opposite, so they will beautifully contrast with each other. So yellow will contrast with purple, then you have orange and blue, and green and red. Then you have your complementaries and all of that to kind of get into as well. High school art. Yep. Color opposites. If you want to have some fun, you can look up there are two different color wheels, a CMYK and a RGB, and the difference between the two. The light is different. So yeah, it's one of those things that when you start thinking about, that's where CMYK comes in for color blending, and allows you, because both ways of looking at light leave holes for colors that you can blend, that you can make. So if I'm using RGB, or not RGB, red, blue, yellow, your standard idea of the primaries, there are shades of green that cannot be blended with those. That just sit in a hole. And so that's where CMYK comes in, because you can actually blend those shades in, but it also has holes. So there's two different ways that those two theories work together. Also, you can look up how magenta is a made-up color. Magenta doesn't exist. That's another interesting one. Okay, blend this side now. Yeah, it's one of those, it's a funny, there's, yeah, you can get some greens, but you can't get all the greens. But if you look on the color spectrum, a visible light, the shade magenta does not actually show up, because you go from infrared to ultraviolet and it doesn't come back around. So shades of magenta are invented colors. Crazy, right? Our brain creates them. Okay, now this side, back over here. I got this one. Oh, there is one up there. You are right. It is hiding. Any others? I'm like looking now. Okay, that's all of it. That's get this guy really, really quick. There we go. Okay. There you go. There's that. Hit those with some gamsol now. This. One more. And then we only got 3 more stars in the moon. Okay, 3 more stars right there. And on to the moon. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Okay, now to do this, a big old moon. Gonna get to pull out a fun tool that I have not used in a while. Gotta zoom out to get the moon. Let's see. Let's just got the moon in. Gonna be using an art stick. Haven't used my art sticks in a while. I don't think I've ever used this one actually. I don't pull them out a whole lot because they're great for big areas, and there's not a whole lot of times I'm doing big areas, but I think this thing constitutes a big area, so gonna be using it today. Pulling it out so I don't end up using up all of my cream pencil today. So lots of fun on that one. Let's get going. So first step, the yellow. Okay, first step starting. Yay! turn this so that I can have the right angle on my hand. Now, I'm gonna go in with the Deco Yellow. Little bits there. gonna outline and give myself a safety zone here. Okay, now we're gonna go in with the art stick. Whew. I just nailed the tail. We'll erase here in a second. Okay, there we go. A little bit done there. Let's
Losing time, I'm fading fast. I just wanna
Turn that
make
up a
it
little
last.
bit.
Try to let go of the past. I close my eyes, embrace the blast. Sleepless nights and headaches stack. Restlessness to hell and back. What's my purpose? What do I grab? A slippery surface, a heart
There we
attack.
go. Clean that up.
And sometimes you just
I have any other oopses? I don't see any. I think we look pretty good. There you go. Okay. Ha! Moon! Now let's hit this up again. So big brush time. Blend, blend, blend. Just hop in. Odo's, yes, I am. I'm using Gamsol on this. I love it for its blended. I love how it works with Prismacolors. Yep. This is first coat, so it's it'll be better after the next layer of pencils. I like your name, Perfectly Imperfect Color. It's a good name. Now, this is from the website. I've got it linked as the pinned comment. It is not mine. I'm doing a whole giant series from movies, and so with the time I had, not drawing. Oh! Well, welcome to YouTube. And now I'm not affiliated with the website. I just put it in. No, it's actually black paper. It's black construction paper. You could do it on purple. I probably would have saved myself some time if I'd done it on purple. Yeah, they're using the tone tan and tone grays. I enjoy toned papers too. They said the black has been a lot of fun since I'm doing spooky. My spooky series here. Oh yeah, I enjoy it because it's I think it elevates definitely a piece to use tone tan and tone gray. I've got my biggest piece is actually on some Canson brown paper. It's a full original that I did of a giant succulent. It's 2 feet by 3 feet. It's huge. It took 4 months. Not working full time on it, but it's hanging up in my kitchen. I'm proud of it, but working on the paper is great. Prismacolor actually even shared my piece back in the day. Did you print it out? Yeah. Oh yeah. I printed right on this, no problem. You have to kind of play with like finding which one. That's part of the reason why this cheap construction paper is great, because you know you can test on it. It's like if it works, great. If not, I'm not out a ton. So, but yeah. No, the succulent turned out great. That piece was fun because I did it, like I started with art sticks because it's so big, did a whole bunch with the art sticks, and then came back in with the pencils on top of that to really fine tune it and make getting all the layers and stuff done. Yeah, super cheap. I get it. I actually really do like the Canson black. They've come, you know, when you get Blick does deals on them all the time. Buy one, get one with the Canson papers. They're XL. And I would stock up on those. They're watercolor as well as I've got some of their black and stuff just because they were inexpensive and easy to use. I'm wanting to try mixed media a little bit more. I bought a couple of things. I have it's in my to-do list for the channel. To be working in more mixed media kind of. I can't send black, yeah. I have a better black too. Like it depends on. I have a really nice black paper that, you know, I know when to use it. Like it's for like actual like things that I would frame and hang up. I'm not going to be framing these pictures. No, like true mixed media. Like I write really mixed medias. And get to play around with it and collage a little bit more and that kind of thing with it. Like I want to like really dive in, not just. But my hands are getting chilly. Like, I'm sitting here warming up my hands. My hands are so cold. I mean, my gloves are here today, guys. It's funny. It's not really that cold outside. I think my body just kind of thinks it started. It's just, we got our first cold snap, and so it's like, it's cold now, even though we're getting back into the 80s here. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but I'm in Tennessee. Oh yeah, like that. Yeah, completely. Oh, I'm in Tennessee, near Nashville. So, yep. I hope you came through the hurricane okay down in Florida. I have a cousin who's in Pensacola and an aunt who owns a place in Okeechobee. Unfortunately, the place in Okeechobee's fine. They got nailed with tornadoes. Yeah, I am a creator in the Nashville area. In Tampa too. Oh yeah, so you did get nailed. Your past couple weeks have been very eventful. We have friends in Bradenton who did evacuate. And hell, yeah. You just got power and Wi-Fi. I get it. Flooding can come in so fast and do so much. It's crazy. Like, when we lived in Louisville, we had a storm come in and it literally dumped 6 inches of rain in 30 minutes. It was like nobody knew it was coming. It was just kind of a random day where a thunderstorm came in and just sat. It didn't move. It was like you kept checking the radar and it's like the storm's not moving. And it did so much damage because like we were stuck at our house. We had 15 inches of water in our backyard. Fortunately, our basement stayed dry, yeah. And just seeing what that did, you know, not adding in wind at the same time and everything else that goes along with a hurricane. We did Katrina relief back, you know, whatever year that was. Feels like it's been forever ago. And we were there 6 weeks after the storm hit, in Mississippi Gulfport, Biloxi, that area. And it was nuts how bad it still was at that point. You know, they'd had 6 weeks and it's still, you go in and it's like the biggest mess you can imagine. And you look at it and you're like, and all the damage and everything else. And it's like, I don't even know where you begin with this. Like, just thinking, how do you start? Oh, we don't have basements. Yes, there's nowhere to go. Yeah, wind is what screwed up everything. Yeah. Yeah, Katrina was... I tried to explain that one to my kids, you know, obviously, because they were itty bitties then. And it was such a strange time, too, because we were still semi-early days of internet. I'm going to clean that up a little bit right here. And, yeah, fortunately, I'm glad you're okay. Because just replacing things is, you know, you're like, okay, thankful to be alive. But going through insurance and trying to get everything fixed and replaced is a whole ordeal in and of itself. But just trying to explain that, like, I remember we were hearing all this stuff. I remember my husband and I, Shrubs, in the chat. I don't know if he's actually listening right now because he's at work. But they just, after a while, we weren't getting any updates. Like, there was nothing. And it was because they couldn't get information to update. So it felt like at first, like, oh, it wasn't as big of a deal. as they thought. But then the updates start coming in. It's like, oh. But going through the damage thing, my husband's extended family's in Dawson Springs, Kentucky. And that city a couple years ago, in December, we were supposed to go literally the next day. Like, his parents were staying here. Overnight, had a tornado literally destroy the town. And it was one of those places where, you know, it costs more to build the house than the house is going to be worth, because people aren't wanting to move to Dawson Springs, Kentucky. So you had to decide, do I rebuild here? Do I take the cut on the fact that I'm not rebuilding to go live somewhere else, you know, with my property? What do I do? But because it was also a very rural area, trying to get crews in to even just do work, like there weren't contractors in the area to handle that much rebuilding. And so I'm sure there's a lot of questions right now in Florida if your house has been destroyed, you know, knowing that, okay, it's going to be hard to rebuild. Am I even going to be able to insure this, you know, moving forward? Because so many insurance companies moving out of the state just because of storms and everything else. Yeah. Beginning days, yes, chat rooms, those were fun. Totally understand the frustration with the housing market and going on now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Those. So, but yeah, just thinking about all those questions now. You know, surviving the storm is one thing. Surviving the after of the storm is a whole nother. I'm trying to think of the right word. That too. Yeah, the insurance company. That's gonna suck. Yeah, it's gonna be really, really hard to try to get that down there with the insurance. You know, it's I don't want to use the word traumatic because it feels like that's a little hyperbolic, but it is traumatic in its own way to try to go through all of that. Yeah. I'm sure a lot. But yeah. It's hard, like trying to think, okay, you know, as much as you want to be like, insurance companies are the worst. They have employees to pay. They have, you know, it's like, okay, how it all works. Lots of questions to think about. I'm just an art YouTuber. While I believe my opinion is valid, it's not a problem I am necessarily true. Oh my gosh, yeah, traumatic, yeah. So my mom and sister are in Northeast Tennessee, and the flooding. My sister works in healthcare administration for the hospitals up there, and it wasn't the hospital she worked at, but it's one of their hospitals. She works the main one that had everybody on the roof in Irwin. We were just talking, you know, they just went to work that day. Nobody goes to work thinking I'm going to have to like deal with being rescued by helicopters. Are we posting a video shortly? Yeah. It's going to have footage of the storm because I started recording. Yeah. Oh yeah. I believe my opinion is valid. I don't think that. I'm not super knowledgeable. But hearing from her during that, you know, because there was so much going on in such a large area with Asheville and everybody else too, which I thought the story of the hospital was a huge story. It took over 6 hours from when it started before the first news agency said anything about it, because it was hospitals and patients. It was like close to 50 people on a roof. Yeah, and I mean, she was talking about it, that it just felt, you know, she thought about it. All these people just went to work that day. You know, they're now dealing with that traumatic experience. You know, anytime you face death like that, like, yeah, it's going to be traumatic. But on top of that, you know, they drove their cars to work. Their cars are gone now. So now that's another thing that I'm going to have to do. You know, at the same time, that hospital's ruined. So what about your job? Do you still have a job? You know, the community is now without their hospital. There was a reason, you know, there's a reason they needed to build that hospital. Because the hospital literally that was destroyed was literally just built and opened right before COVID. Yeah. 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 So, yeah, that's just one story. You know, there's a ton of stories of people coming through stuff like that. And going back to Katrina and being down there and hearing people's stories, you know, just and understanding that it was cathartic and healing for them to share their stories. And getting validated and saying, you know, when somebody else then tells you, oh my gosh, that was crazy. Like, you're not just thinking it's crazy. It actually was crazy. You know, what you went through. So. You're talking about it. At least you're like, yeah. They don't realize, oh, go, yeah. Stay. Yeah. There's so much more that comes in after the fact. Putting in all of this takes time. This is such a big area. I probably could have pulled out one of the, there's probably a stick in this one of these yellows too. I'm glad you joined us too. And I'm glad you're safe. That is a big deal. And while it's tough now, living through things like that does make you stronger as a human. Doing a nice little yellow moon. It's gonna make it fun because the actual things. Oh, thanks, I'm here for you. No worries. Okay, now in with the stick again. I may have to come in. Blend, blend, blend. Did you hear about the group rescue last week from the dam? No. From a barn on one of the mountaintops near here. I might have heard about that one. There were so many after a while. It felt like it was... Did it autocorrect for you or autofill for here? I forgot how good these actually do get into little areas. It's been so long since I used one. I actually can pull a decent line. Like that. See that line? Okay. Stretch. Where are we time-wise? Oh goodness, already 2 hours in. I've got a sky, a moon, and that's about it. 2 hours in. Been working the whole time. I haven't taken many breaks. Like I took one at the beginning to get a coffee, but that was it. Stretch for a moment though here. Stretch. Yeah. Yesterday I ended up working forever. Like, yes, how do you guess? 21 days. Oh my, so this is new. Okay, no, I hadn't heard it yet. That's crazy. Whew. Well, that's wonderful that it's a rescue and not a, recovery. Blend this level now. Another time for our big brush. Oh yeah, definitely. Especially 21. I mean, that like changes counts big time. Like, you assume those were 21 lives lost and now they're 21 lives saved. I mean, that is huge. This is the layer that it suddenly gets gorgeous. Like, yeah, I've got to look that one up. Yeah. Oh, I saw the headline. I did not read the article about that first person to ever survive rabies. Totally nuts. I can't imagine that, you know, that I can't I just have to imagine that that is horrible to go through. And it probably has some lasting effects too, you know, that you don't. Considering nobody survived it before. Oh, it's actually from 2004? Wait a minute, what? How is it just coming out? From 2004? Yeah, because I saw the article, like, recently, like, in the past, like, week or two. So they have some long-term data then. She survived in 2004. Miserable. Because you not be able to drink. Crazy. Yeah, I know you have, like, part of rabies is the aversion to water. So I guess you have to IV fluids, which... Not the way people want to live, but doable. Like, they're... It makes you spasm and not be able to drink. Wow. Okay, so people thought it was a fear water. Okay. That is so nuts. So I guess regular food you could do, but like no soup? I'm kind of curious where the line is. Yeah, because there are those thickeners that you can get. It just attacks the host in such. Yeah, it is. That one is totally a weird one. Hi, Annex. Welcome in. I haven't seen you for a couple of streams. Hope you're having a good day. I'm doing a giant moon right now. Thank you. Just getting started on this one. The cat just sitting up there. I don't know if I've ever colored a cat before. This may be the first time I'm coloring a cat. The moon is going to look great. It just takes a lot of steps. It's a big area too. I love Caroline so much. Oh, my kids. Okay, one of them loves it. One of them it freaks out. And I think the other one likes it. There's a chance that my middle loves it just because it freaks the older one out. The hard thing, we have two boys and they're pretty close together. It's hard to tell sometimes. The middle one, you know, he's does he really like it, or is it just to poke at brother? I got two boys exactly 2 years and 2 weeks apart. I hear that. My kids get along really well, which I'm thankful for. They're big now. They're not little anymore. And then health sense of storm, mine usually get. I don't. Oh, I get it. Having trouble. Yeah. Well, I mean, stressors will do that a lot too. I mean, so our family is 3 kiddos, 2 boys, then my daughter. They're all 2 years apart. Yeah, 8 and 10. Yeah. 8 and those are good ages. They're still kids at that point, getting close to those teen years and preteen years. But definitely big enough to wipe their own bottoms. That was a big milestone for me with children. Is like when they got big enough to wipe their own bottoms, the world got a lot better. Oh yeah, with boys, that is another issue. Like you should have learned that by now, right? You would assume. Like that is a skill that should be mastered by now, children. Yeah, mine are now at the point where the baby graduated high school and is now at college. The boys have big boy jobs. They're doing great. It's the younger 2 are still here at home, which I'm fine with. We have plenty of space. We also live in a weird world now where it's like, it was different like when my husband and I got married. We got married young. You know, got right out of college, bought a house immediately. Was it a stretch? Yeah. Were interest rates horrible? Yes. I remember, like, we worked hard and it got down to 8. We got 8 as our interest rate. 8%. It was like, yes. And then no, we're working to let them save up and do what they need to do. And our first little house was all of 960 square feet. The 3-bedroom, 1 bath. It was perfect. Our oldest was born while we still lived there, so yeah, he was just a little toddler when we moved to the next place. The next place was a little bigger. We had 2 potties at that house, which was, you know, we were living big, and it had a basement. So almost done with this next set of blending. So much blending. It's gonna need another coat, but I think I'm gonna skip on to the ground now, and then I can finish this later. The characters won't take that long. Like, I'm looking at them like they're gonna be pretty simple. They'll move fast. And that'll be tomorrow's stream. Bonus Saturday streams. I didn't do a Tuesday stream this week. You're sure that your family success? Yeah. Yeah, my husband and I'm married 25 years. So But again, we're not a fan, like, and this is a lot to do with our, personalities and stuff. We're not huge drama people. So, before my husband passed, oh, I'm sorry that you lost it. You lost him. 8 years, so, oh, so you've got some good time together. We had kids pretty quick. I'm glad you got those years together. I'm sure your boys miss him quite a bit too. It was strange when we had been married longer than my parents were, because, perspective on that. It's been hard. Yeah. I can't imagine. I really can't. So, especially now dealing with what you're dealing with in Tampa, alone. I think, and it was divorce, but Mia Bialik has some beautiful blogs that she wrote after divorce, just getting to express her anger, which I think would probably translate to the loss. Just angry about, like, I'm having to fix things in the house and I wasn't supposed to, it feels like that was those feelings. And I would guess that would be some of the feelings that you would feel at that, but yeah, longer than your parents. My parents made it 12 years. And so I remember realizing, because, like, when you're a kid, it seems like longer, it's like, it's your parents, and 12 years is forever when you're a kid. It's like, when we passed that, I was like, wow, I made it longer than them. Yeah. So, but, and my husband's parents are together and have been together the whole way. So then I also have a set of grandparents who, this is, it's so strange, made it 70 years, right? Together, basically. When you're a kid, 30 seems old. Yes, completely. Like, 30 is ancient. Who were basically married 70 years and were separated the last 6 months of their lives in their 90s. And it was in COVID, and it was like the first time they were ever, like, really together, because my grandpa didn't retire, which that's a whole nother story. But when they finally, like, I had to actually live together. Okay, I said I was going to do ground. We're doing ground. And it was like one of those weirdest things in the world to, like, process. It's like, how do you make it 70 years and then, like, literally this last 6 months not together? Like, but it's like a cautionary tale of letting the little things add up, like Hawaii. Yeah. It was just 70 years of little things that finally all came, and not dealing with those little things and solving those small things. And it made for a really awkward phone call too for my dad, because he hadn't told me. We were still in California at the time. He hadn't told me they were separated, and I know why. He assumed that they would work it out and it would be a non-issue, right? But then it just was my grandmother's time, and so I got the call that, yeah, she's not gonna make it. And it wasn't COVID or anything, it was just she was in her 90s. And so I went home and He had to tell me all of this. Is like I was having to process all of this. Like, wait a minute, what? So, and yeah, he told me that it was the happiest he'd ever seen my grandma. It was the 6 months before. Now my grandpa, on the other hand, it was really, really hard on him. And they ended up passing within a month of each other. Again, in their 90s, old, lots of issues. Like, it just was. It was time. It was their time. I know there was no. It was just so strange to kind of like try to. I know I've said that like 20 times in this, but figuring it out and what was going on. And I got a cough. Hold on.
They wanna say my name, but they holding back. They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact, and I don't feel no shame. It's a mood you lack. I go crazy.
But
nah, bitch, I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit.
Choices they made.
The jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these things I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know if I ever will fully process it, just because there is no resolution with it. It just is. I mean, I look at it as too. I was blessed. I had my grandparents into my 40s. I mean, that's a huge feat too. I mean, so there we go. Wow, that will blend together. Don't worry, it's not going to be that bright. If you're like, holy cow, why did you make that choice? It'll be okay. And it was such a funny time too, because it was like literally it was 2021, very beginning of 2021, so height of pandemic. And I felt like I constantly was having to say, you know, oh yeah, my grandmother just died, and I had to explain, not COVID. Like, it wasn't COVID. It was just was. I've had the 126. Okay, I'm curious your thoughts on them. I have not tried any of the ArtX products. On the list, just one of those. So many pencils, so little time. Calor review is coming out tomorrow, by the way. Long form video. I say long form, not a short. I did the Woomers. I like the Woomers. I don't know how much I'm actually going to use them because I have other ones that I like better. But they were good at the price point. They actually sent those to me and asked for the review, so that one was sponsored in the fact that they sent them to me. But I got to do it. Like, it was like, I asked them, I said, I'm going to give I only do this if you allow me to say what I'm going to say. You know, no strings on this. So. I'm only swatching color range. Oh, okay. 126 sounds like a strange, like, number of pencils, too. So, okay, let me kind of blend this in now. Yeah, I did the Womers. Yeah. Not a lot of Woomer reviews out there. I like that, you know, they gave you the light. I thought the same. Yeah, 126. It's not even like a good divisible. Well, I guess it is divisible by 3. But yeah, it's just such a strange. Like the light fast is bogus. It doesn't matter to me so much. There are very few things that I am like concerned with it. Like that was what I kind of in the reviews, like most of my works are put away and they're not out getting sun, and the ones that are, like, I can tell you that my big piece is hanging in a way. Huh, that's interesting. I have no way to really do light fast testing, but interesting. I would be curious on several brands then, because Arteza has light fastness on theirs, and anytime they do the light fast backwards too, kind of kills me. When they make it the fewer stars, the more light fast it is. Okay, now to blend those. Yeah, honestly feel like it's misleading when you do light fastness that way. Just because it makes you feel like, oh, more of them are light fast than they are. I think Calure is the same way on their light fastness. I can look it up real quick that they do it that way. Let me pull up I have a spreadsheet with all my pencils. The light fastness. Yeah, Calure is backwards as well. I didn't realize it for a minute, and then I'm like, wait a minute, why are these doing this? And I was like realizing, like, wait a minute, reds are gonna be low light fastness just because they're reds. That's how reds work. And I'm like, yep. Agreed. When I was a kid, I would see a pizza place say best in town. Oh, it's like an elf. Best coffee in the world or whatever. Congrats! You did it! Yeah. It's like, who decided? How was this decided? Just laughing, think about Elf. I'm trying to think about, I think I'm going to do, like I'm doing the spooky series, I'm going to do a Christmas series too with the One Friends sale. So the colors I've noticed on the Amazon shop that I have linked to, they keep them, they've been at the same price, even though it says sale for like a couple of months now. Gonna need another coat. I was hoping I put enough down, but nope. Need a little more love. There we go. Let that dry. That can make you laugh. It is good medicine. I agree. Let's zoom out. Let's see how she's coming along so far. Well, we have a good basis to get started. 3 hours in. I never claim to be fast. That is one thing I do not claim to be. A little more down here. It needs to be toned out. It's this color right here, this beautiful light umber. I'll be throwing down some more on that. And then getting this done. But tomorrow, new video. I'm going to call the stream here. It's almost 3 hours in. Shrubs will be getting home here in a minute. And that'll be it for today. I think it's a good amount of progress. The people won't take that long. They'll be pretty fast. So enjoy getting to hang out with everybody today. I will be live again tomorrow. It'll probably be 9 a.m. I think I want to do an earlier stream versus the noon. The new video also goes live at 9, so maybe, well, it goes from members only to live at 9. Maybe I'll give it a chance to, we'll go, bye, Enix! Give it a chance to do, maybe I'll do 9:15. So, anyway, I hope you guys all have a great Friday night. I'm going to try to do something other than work this evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!